Yo, yo, yo. Ho, ho, ho. All right, what we got? Got a whole bunch of you punks. Young Guns, what up? Roy Jones versus Hagler. I'm going to tell you right now something, Young Guns. We did a Hagler versus Ray Leonard study last night, meaning you weren't there because I would have seen you, but a bunch of us watched the whole fight, round 1 through round 12. I had Hagler winning that fight, or at best, there was 2 swing rounds, a draw. But I had Hagler winning. But it was close. Roy was faster than Hagler, threw more punches than faster than Leonard, threw more punches than Leonard, and was bigger and stronger. Roy would have fucked Marvin Hagler up.
Y'all must have forgot. Y'all must have forgot. Y'all must have forgot.
Just saying. Harry Greb was dope. Agreed. Tim Hole, what up? Hopkins, huh? The greatest of all time? What's up, Lewis? So you think it's Hagler, huh? Well, I think it's Hagler too. I don't put Roy in that boat because Roy was a middleweight for a very, very short period of time. The overwhelming majority of Roy's career, people don't realize it was light heavyweight. He spent about 3-4 years at middle. Only, I believe, 2 years at super middle. Waxed James Toney, and then moved to light heavy and dominated. Dominated 10 plus years, I believe, at light heavy, around that. Most voters didn't watch along. Most voters didn't watch. I know, which was fucking annoying. All of us who watched, CJ, you had it for Hagler too, right? It was Hagler. I mean, it was Hagler. Roy, Jesus. Sugar Ray was peppering his ass up. Sugar Ray was peppering his ass up like a Caesar salad the first 4 rounds. But then it all went south. Hagler made a couple adjustments. Sugar got tired. You can't keep doing that shit the whole fight. That shit's exhausting. I've sparred 4 rounds like that, but that's just 4 rounds. You can't do 12 rounds like that. Running around. Motherfucker was doing slide drills like he's on the Lakers. You can't do slide drills and getting, you know what I'm saying? Like you can't. No. For 12 rounds? No. Albert, what up? I'd say Hagler. I'd never seen Hagler go down. He went down once, officially. But it was a knockdown to the back of the head. He went down once, but it was a knockdown. I'll show you guys. To the back. Actually, matter of fact. Yeah, here it is. But it was a knockdown to the back of the head. Let me find it. Here it is. All right. It was a knockdown to the back of the head. It wasn't even a punch. The guy hit him with his forearm to the back of the head. Oh, wait, what the fuck did I just do? I just shared my own shit. That's some narcissistic shit right there. There it is. My bad. All right, here we go. I'm going to do it in slow motion. I got this cool feature where I could slow-mo everything up. Boom, there it is. All right, let's go back. All right, here we go. Watch. Now watch this. See? Boom, right there. And he goes down. Now they're going to show the replay. Hagler's fine. He's fighting it. Watch. Oh, man. Motherfucker. Here it is. Watch. Now watch this. Right there, over the back of his head with a forearm. See that? That right there. That's what made him go down. So it was, what do you guys think? So he kind of, this part kind of hit, he kind of like scraped this over the back of his head. It's almost like a push. They did call it a knockdown. Yes, they did call that a knockdown. It's close. It's not, because he kind of pushed him on the back of the head. Hagler's head was like this, and this pushed him down. But it was in a punch motion. That's the problem. Inner forearm, right. But it was in a punch. If he just went like this and pushed him down, no. But he threw the punch, and it kind of is a knockdown, but it's not. Like, he wasn't really hurt. It's just the way he was sitting. You know what I mean? It's hard. Like, I'm trying to be fair. You know, I love Marvin Hagler, but boxing works. Okay, so for example, you can't hit in the back of the head, right? But if the opponent is leaning down as you throw the punch, it counts. This is the same shit. The dude threw a punch, and that punch resulted in Hagler going down. So it is a knockdown. But it's not. Because he didn't hurt him. It basically pushed him down. But the fact that the rules, there's very few rules, but the rules state, well, actually, maybe it shouldn't be a knockdown. The rules state a knockdown is counted when anything besides somebody's feet touches the canvas as a result of a telling blow. Now, some people say more so if a punch is thrown as a result of a punch, somebody goes down. A punch to a scoring area, right? Has to be a scoring area. Body, head, not the shoulder. This was a punch thrown to his head. But the glove didn't land. This part landed. So I guess it shouldn't. What do you guys think? It shouldn't be, right? It did count, though. It probably shouldn't have counted. I'm with you guys. I think because the glove didn't land. He basically got hit with this. So yeah, you know what? After we talk about it, I don't think it should count because the glove. If the bottom of his glove would have landed, that's a knockdown. He didn't slip, Bruce. We just played it. He got hit. You just missed it? He did not. He did not slip. That was not a slip. I'll play it again if you want to see it. He got hit by the bottom of Roldan's forearm. Hit him in the back of the head and pushed him down. It was not a slip. It was a shot to the back of the head, but it wasn't a shot by his glove. It was a shot by his forearm. So his forearm was basically missing and skimmed over the back of Marvin's head and pushed him down. But God, I mean, you saw Hagler jumped right up like, I'm fucking fine, because it wasn't an equilibrium. It was, he got pushed down. You know. Roy Jones dropped Calzaghe with his forearm, but it counted. Yeah, it did. It did. Maybe the fact that Roy's punch missed, and then the forearm followed through and hit him, whereas this was a shot that was more of like a push down to the back of the head as opposed to a shot landing. See, we don't know. If the rule said clearly the leather of the glove has to touch you for it to be a knockdown, otherwise it doesn't count. Now, you have to understand something too, though, young guns. They didn't use replay in the Calzaghe-Roy thing. If they replayed it, maybe they would have said, no, that's a forearm. We don't use replay. So I don't think at real time, none of us knew that was a forearm until we saw the replay. So the referee just sees, because Roy threw a good shot that Calzaghe walked right into. So at real time, it did look like a punch. This didn't look like a punch. But it kind of did because he was, throwing. Hard to tell. Where's everybody at? Let me guess. TBV still on? Bastards. It's okay. That's what we're here to do, though, right? We're here to rock. Gio, what up? Yeah, Hagler was wild. S. Cotton, what up? What up? What up? What up? Let's see. Hagler goes out. Now we'll play it again. I hope. Is this top rank? Because they're going to fucking flag me. No, it's not. All right. It probably is, but. All right, here we go. Let's play this again. The question is this the only time that Marvin Hagler went down officially? Is this a knockdown? That's the question. Right there. He gets right up, right up. Now let's see the replay. Look at him. He's like, come on, man. It ain't no goddamn knockdown. You jerk off. All right, let's see it again. Here we go. Right there. Now watch. Boom. No, that's a push. That's a push. Because the way he kind of even pushed downward, but he tried to throw a punch. He tried to throw a punch. But as you see, Bruce, that is not a slip at all. Boom. Back of his head. Actually on his neck. Not even the back of his head, really. That was almost more in his neck. No, it went from his neck all the way up to the back of his head. But look at the way he threw it. He tried to throw a punch. He just missed. Here we go again. There it is again. Coming up, coming up. From the neck. Yeah, his forearm pushed him down. So the question there, everybody, his leg slipped because he got hit in the back of the head. You ever been in the ring, Bruce? If you get hit in the back of the head, it's going to knock your equilibrium off. And it's going to push you down. He was also trying to step away. So as he was trying to step away, he was pushed. Is that a punch, though? It was a punch thrown, but the punch didn't land where it should have. But is that... This is why boxing is so fucking subjective. There should be a rule in place that says clearly, we don't even have to talk about this. If the rule is the leather of the glove has to touch, then that's not a knockdown because the leather of the glove didn't touch. It touched here. But if the rule is the leather of the glove, like if the glove hit him, that's a knockdown for sure. The reason I don't think it is because it wasn't the glove. It was the forearm. His right. It was a mix of he might have been trying to step away because he was pivoting when that happened. And you ever get pushed or hit in the back of the head, it'll knock your equilibrium off for a second. To me, it looked like Hagler was trying to. He was in the process of pivoting as he got pushed down. So that's why his leg kind of slipped out. It looked like he was moving. He wasn't just standing there completely vertically squared up. What are your thoughts on the budget striking Hall of Famers? I didn't see that. Perez is a good referee, but they can all make a mistake. But the thing is, I get that being called a punch because from his angle, you just see this happening and Hagler going down. You know what I mean? That's what you see from that angle. On replay, you see that the forearm landing, and even then, it's such an iffy thing. But it's definitely not a clear knockdown. You know what I mean? The back of the head is very sensitive, people. And you could be pushed down very easily on the back of your head. Anybody who's ever, even just fucking around with your friends, if they're holding your head down, it's like really hard to get up. The head, it's like your head's controlling the rest of your body. It's tough. Hagler is boxing, as is Duran. I remember watching it live, and it wasn't a knockdown to me. How about now? What do you think now? I don't think it is either, but I will say if I'm not that upset that it was called a knockdown because it was so close. It didn't matter. I think he knocked out Roland anyway, didn't he? But there's so many subjective things. Like, I hope the league, and these things can be corrected. Man, I hope they bring me in. I'm not trying to be arrogant, but like, it's a simple rule. A knockdown must result in a part of the glove, the leather of the fist part of the glove, not the wrist part. From the wrist up, the fist part of the glove must touch and land as a result of that knockdown for it to be an actual knockdown. That's a simple rule. Leather of the fist part of the glove must make impact on a part of the body that's scoring, which is either part of the human body, which is either the front of the head, the face, or the body. Not like what happened to Benavidez, where he got punched in the shoulder and he got basically pushed down. Like, it's simple. Hagler was bummed because of that. It was the only time he was off his feet. Yeah, I don't blame him. But, you know, he could stand on it like, hey, that wasn't a real knockdown. You know what I mean? That was a very questionable. Hey, Bruce, you might get a kick out of this. I'm going to be going to an event Sunday for Bobby Czyz. Poor guy has cancer, which fucking sucks. But big event, I think. Mike Tyson's going to be there. Briggs, a bunch of people. Donnie Lalonde. And they want me to do a little, like, 5-minute speech, I guess, honoring him. So you might get a kick out of that. You're an older gentleman like myself. Remember how good Bobby Czyz was. Bobby Czyz, if he stayed in his weight division, I mean, he fought fucking Holyfield, for Christ's sakes. And keep this in mind. He fought the Holyfield. Do you know who Holyfield fought right before his upset over Mike Tyson? Bobby Czyz. Do you know who called the fights on Showtime between Tyson and Holyfield? Bobby Czyz. He was a fucking announcer, and he's moonlighting as a fucking main event fighter too. But at that point, he was heavyweight at 34. Way too fucking. Bobby Czyz is 5'10", turned pro at middleweight. There's no way he should have been heavyweight. No way. Light heavy he was one of the best light heavyweights I ever saw. Not better than Roy, but. Are you or do you have a video of Foreman? Yeah, I did a video. You want to see it? I played it yesterday. I have a video of Foreman versus Lyle that actually got a lot of views. Want we play it now? Did you think leaving TBV will hurt the Turkey gig? Well, I'm not even sure I'm leaving TBV for sure. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what's going to happen. But I was never an official member. I'm not getting paid. You know what I mean? No, Turkey gig has nothing to do with that. Nothing to do with that. My connections to Turkey have nothing to do with TBV. Yeah, it's real sad about Bobby. Bobby said Holyfield had... Yeah, well, that's why the fight stopped. He said his eyes were burning. That shows you how tough Bobby was. Holyfield couldn't get him out. But he got out Tice. But he got out Mike. But he couldn't get fucking Bobby out. I'm just saying. He got out a true, legitimate heavyweight. They're both the same height, which is funny. But Mike was always been a real heavyweight. Bobby isn't. It shows you how tough Bobby was. Yeah, play it. That fight was a roller coaster. All right. You got it, dude. Why don't we have more people in here? What's the default? Here we go. Okay. Here we go. I just played this the other day, but fuck it. We'll do it for Foreman. Memorial.
The most exciting heavyweight war in boxing history, George Foreman versus Ron Lyle. Right off Jump Street, Ron lands a clubbing right-hand counter, leaving birdies flying around Foreman's head, forcing George to hold. Foreman then straps on his rollerblades and does his best Ali impression. After some minor success boxing, Foreman lands his own stunner. Foreman stays impatient, avoiding another rope-a-dope situation. In the fourth round, Lyle smacks George with another overhand right, which leads to him going down. This ignites World War III as both guys go toe-to-toe, landing atomic bombs. Ron gets the worst of it as he kisses the canvas for the first time in the fight. With his confidence boosted, George pins Lyle on the ropes and starts chopping him down like a lumberjack. In another exhilarating momentum shift, Lyle lands another counter overhand right, which buckles Foreman's knees and consequently drops him for the second time. An exhausted and weary George beats the count. He's then staggered again, but he manages.
I said this before. Who falls like this? Who falls like that and gets back up? He looks like a fucking clubbed seal. Like, who gets up from that? George did.
Exhausted and weary George beats the count. He's then staggered again, but he manages to stay on his feet. In another mind-blowing momentum change, Foreman manages to blast Lyle, catapulting him into the ropes. Both men now depleted and barely standing. Big George, though, manages to impose his will and grizzly bear strength on Ronnie for the last time, jackhammering Lyle until his legs no longer cooperate with his brain. Ron crashes to the canvas and is unable to get up out of sheer exhaustion. This fight branded Lyle as power-punching royalty. What heavyweight fight was more exciting than this?
That's absolutely true, Isaiah. Devin Haney has some set of brass walnuts on him, how he kept getting up. Not even the Undertaker gets up from that. Yeah, man, though that was some fight. Ron Lyle could punch really hard. Ron Lyle and Ernie Schaefer's. I feel like Sam Langford, no, he was a better fighter than them. He was the early 1900s version of Schaefer's and Lyle in terms of power, but he was a better fighter. Langford was a very skilled fighter. He was a short guy. Well, for back then, I guess not too short. It was Foreman that finished Douglas, or it was Holyfield? Foreman that finished Douglas? You mean Buster Douglas? That was Holyfield. Not even the other. That was a warrior. That was crazy. I should redo that one. I could do it longer now because back then they were only allowing me to do like 1 minute. Now I could do 3 minutes. And as you see, I don't have as much funny little like similes and shit in there. Lyle got his chance at Foreman because of Schaefer's beatdown. Sup, Joe? Sup, Joe? Bruce and Joe. Me, Bruce, and Joe. The oldies. We're the old people in this space. Foreman, Lyle. Actually, I don't even know how old Joe is. I think Joe's older than me. I'm not sure. Foreman, Lyle is an overrated fight. Mo, why are you coming in saying silly shit like that? I don't know if you covered it already, but what did you make of Crawford? What happened? What did he say? What am I missing here? MPO, what up? Joe is A. Joe is AI. Drunken Irishman, what's up? Or should I say, what's the crack? AI. Oval, what up? Did TBV just end? Because a lot of people are coming in now. Which I'm happy for, but I'm also like annoyed that half my fucking viewership's over there. But whatever. That's my fault. I've been on there so long. Crawford said Spence isn't a Hall of Famer and Spence fans are throwing his. Yeah, Spence is a Hall of Famer. Spence is definitely a Hall of Famer. That's dropped Danny for two-tone and dropped you for this 702 guy. 702 has been coming on the whole time I've been there. What are you talking about? And he didn't drop me. I'm sure I could go back on if I wanted to. But like I said, we got to have a conversation before that happens. He said Spence won't go down in the Hall of Fame and basically that he didn't do much. That's not true. He did a lot. He did a lot. He beat him and fucking Crawford and Spence have the same wins over the same people, basically. They all beat the same people. Crawford's is a little better, getting guys like Kell Brook and Amir Khan, but still. Yeah, I knew it. So fucking annoying. Everybody comes in here when they end. That's all good. No, don't leave. I'm just saying I wish you were here. I wish when you saw my alert, you just came in here, not waited for them to end. But I'll take what I can get for now. I'll take what I can get. What do you think of Wilder's comeback against? No, he's not coming back, Bruce. I don't believe that. Bruce, I don't believe that. Matter of fact, until you put a link in the chat that shows an official announcement, I don't believe that. I don't think Wilder's coming back. I'm sure Crawford is still pissed. Spence strung him along for... Yeah, maybe. That's a good point. Hey, Marco, can you break down Saturday's fights? Like live or now? I'm cycling and cycling. Black Lance Armstrong. Steroids. Spence fought Brook first on the road. That's a good point. He did. Carolina in this bish. Which Carolina, though? Talib. North, south? You got to be specific, baby. That dude, Marky Mark, played in the fighter. Was he any good? He played Mickey Ward, didn't he? Who played that? Wasn't that Mickey Ward? Boxing News? What the fuck is that? No. Bruce, let me explain something to you guys. Let me check out this Instagram. Unless it's an official network post by like PBC or whoever, or Wilder himself, it doesn't count. Let's see what's being sent here. The Ring Magazine. Okay. That is official then. Okay. Who the fuck? So the second question is, maybe you guys could help me. Who the fuck is Herndon? Who is that? Who is that? Who is Herndon? Let's move forward. Who's Herndon? South Caro. I bet. Torres knocked Wilder opponent out in 2 rounds. So they're giving him an easy fight. It's sad to see fighters that just don't let it go. Mike, Roy. It's sad to see fighters that just don't let it go when they should. He was knocked out by Torres and Ajagba. He on his George Foreman. Nah. Foreman, different. Foreman was never obliterated in the ring and lost all of his skill and his will to win. Like, he never looked like Wilder looked. Foreman never reached that state. Foreman more lost to Ali, had a mental breakdown, went and took out 5 ops in one night like he's playing Call of Duty, then retired. He didn't go out getting knocked out, doing spins in the ring, and you know what I'm saying? Like, he didn't do all that. It's different. I haven't watched TBV today in my defense. Appreciate you. By the way, guys, we are doing the raffle for this Ring Magazine belt. It's a Muhammad Ali version, full-size belt, not a mini or anything. If you want to enter, you know the deal. You must send $10 to this Cash App or this PayPal address and just put Ring Magazine belt and, of course, your name. The raffle will be drawn in about 5 days. Big Kappa. Wilder should fight a tomato can. Well, I think this is a tomato can. And I hate saying that. We don't use those words in here, but I think this is a lower skilled fighter. I'm waiting on the fights in Vegas. The last showing ain't what we want to remember Wilder as, even though we'll never forget it happened. Yeah, I know. Crawford has never had to go through the gauntlet to take each belt. He could have stayed and did 154 there and be no. So you're saying Crawford is not that good? Is that where you're going with this? Politically incorrect? Salute to all my... I'm not saying that either. Rusty, are you white? You are, right? I believe you are. But I don't know for sure. You never know. Well, a lot of our regulars aren't. I'm wondering why it's a little light in here and a lot of the regulars aren't in here. Whoever wins that belt should send it to Tim Witherspoon. Since the WA still got their fingers and their arse. Bruce Gas, Jazz Moore needs some help, bro. My plants are doing good. What should I use in the soil? Let's be honest. Who has done it like George? Losing to Jimmy and retiring and coming back? Exactly. Nobody. Yeah, I don't know. No, just that his resume doesn't hold up. Like, I disagree. He has a great resume. I completely disagree. Hagler never beat Monzon for the lineal belt title. One undisputed after the second try, so obviously he sucks. Marcus, what's up? I suck at growing. Are we talking about weed? What are we talking about here? I doubt it's tulips and daisies. It's probably fucking weed. I'm from the Bay. I'm white, though. You cracker ass cracker. You crackers make me sick. I can say that. You can't. Bernard Hopkins is the best middleweight of this generation. The problem is, Marcus, Bernard Hopkins really wasn't a middleweight. Motherfucker fought at light heavyweight for a long time. But I guess he was a middleweight too. Better than James Toney at middleweight? Well, Toney was more of a super middleweight. I don't agree with Bud saying he has to fight another weight class over. Hagler was robbed the first time. Oh, that's one of his losses? It was a robbery? I don't remember that loss. My entries for the belt are in. Don't want to discourage folks. Yeah, I mean, CG has a lot of entries, so I don't know if anybody's going to get these belts from him. What's up, Ak? Kalia, good afternoon. Triple G is the greatest, most dominant middleweight we've had since Hopkins. I agree. Triple G might be, I think Hagler is the greatest middleweight. Triple G might be second. Hopkins, he took some L's at middleweight. Roy fucked him up. But that's Roy, so. B-Hop duck Tony, or at least I believe that. Did you guys see what kind of savage shit Tony was doing to people? Bud saying that discredits is all. So who won the Hagler versus Leonard in your score? I had Hagler winning. 7 rounds to 4 and 1 even. But I had 2 swing rounds. So if those went to Sugar Ray, it's 6-6. It's a draw. Was a middleweight first? Yeah, no, I know. I guess I just don't like him. So I don't like admitting he is one of the greatest middleweights, but he is. As a fighter, as a person, he's actually kind of fucking scary. Motherfucker in person was like giving me these weird jailhouse stares. Like he just I feel like he tries to break you down. Like he was staring, and I didn't break the eye contact. I'm like, yeah, like he was trying to fucking, and I don't know if he was doing it on purpose or if that's just how he is with everybody, but he was like staring at me, like trying to break. It was weird. Maybe he was looking at me being like recognizing me for my videos, but not placing who I am. It was strange. He wasn't cheated. Hagler versus Antifermo could be a good watch along. Yeah. I met Vito Antifermo once. Carlos Monzon. Bud makes no sense. Yeah. Best middleweight is B-Hop. Can't compare Triple G, duck and ass. Who Triple G duck? Foreman won the heavyweight championship of the world for the second time at 45. 45. Michael Moore was 27. Prime Moore. One judge had the fight. 10-2 for Ray. Yeah, I mean, how can you make that fight 10-2? How do you possibly make that fight 10-2? Oh, shut up, Tommy, you clown. I got Triple G over B-Hop. I think Hopkins would have beat Triple G. He's too smart. And he's tall. He's bigger than him. Although I would be going for Triple G. Grace middleweight, I'm going to give a cliche answer. Say Ray Leonard. I mean, he beat arguably the greatest, but I thought Hagler beat Leonard. Checking in. What's up, Esse? Wait, the Kawasaki. Kawasaki was a super middleweight. Chicago. Best super middle was Kawasaki. Best super middleweight was Kawasaki? Best super middleweight was Kawasaki?
Get the fuck out of here!
You forget about a little somebody called
Y'all must have forgot.
although I will say Roy is probably disqualified from super middle because he was only there for like 3 fights. People don't realize that. He was there for 3 or 4 fights. But dominating. No, I didn't see it. Hagler versus Sugar Ray Leonard should have been a draw. I'm okay with that, Marcus. I gave it to Hagler, though, because Hagler was more aggressive and he was landing a lot of shots on the inside fighting that people didn't give him credit for. So that's why I gave it to him. Well, R. Hayes, there's a lot of fighters. I thought Castillo beat Floyd, but, you know, it is what it is. Ray Robinson, 160. Ray Leonard never went through the middleweight gauntlet. Isaiah, that was hilarious. Leonard had how many fights as a middleweight? Leonard? I don't know. Not many. Nah, you're crazy. Ben? I mean, Gerald McClellan, although Ben did beat him, but Gerald McClellan. Yeah, he beat Roy, who was damn near 40. Come on. If Roy would have fought Kawasaki 10 years earlier, even 8 years earlier, he would have mopped the fucking canvas with him. Like, I mean, he would have wiped him all over the fucking canvas like mopping glow. It wouldn't have been good. Of course I know who Carlos Monzon is. What up, Drummond? Kawasaki beat Roy and B-Hop. Yeah, when they were both old. And he's not 49-0, goofball. It's 46, I believe. Me and E-Rock supposed to have a drink and enjoy the fights tomorrow. But he confided in me. He shook, and I will make his gloves and his girl like Broner did Paulie. Are you having a drink or are you not? I'm confused. Let's watch Camacho's KO of Ray. That's fucked up. Ducknello, the greatest SMW of all time. Kawasaki was sleeping. Pill in legs. Triple G beat Canelo in their first fight for sure. I agree. Yeah, right. Same thing Lacey said. Huh? Goofball, watch that shit. That is a goofy thing to say. He wasn't 49-0. Joe Kawasaki's 49-0. He's not 49-0. He is, I believe, 46. Let me see. Let's see. Yeah, he's 46-0. That's why I said you're a goofball. And relax. Goofball is not an insult. Insult would be something way worse. Now insult my chat members, so take it easy. The best fighter to really put on a pair of gloves was Sugar Ray Robinson. I think it's Roy Jones, but Sugar Ray's second in my opinion. My favorite fighter of all time. He spent the majority of his career at middleweight. Sugar Ray Robinson? No, he spent the first half at welter, and there's zero footage of it, which is the problem. People love saying Ducknello without realizing. No, he fought everybody. He just is ducking Benavidez. I'm back. No sightings of Spence in Dallas. Glad you're back. Still don't know why the fuck you're at a Peppa Pig convention or whatever it was. Yeah, I know. I knew it was 46 before I looked it up, but he was so confident. I had to just make sure that my mind wasn't playing tricks on me, but it was not. It's 46-0. Monzon said it best. Sorry, only won 5 times because he kept losing it. Marco, you went live yesterday night, or you got? No, I went live. I didn't get flagged. You know, white guys going to put extra on their fighter, call it the syndrome, Marciano mania. Best chin is Devin Haney. No. Triple G getting robbed by Canelo tarnished his legacy. People say that about Sugar Ray Robinson and probably only seen 2 fights of his. Oh, God, you sound like you know who now. You sound like you know who now, Clarissa. Do not sound like you know who. No, Roy was different, but I keep hearing he was on the juice. Nah, he popped dirty once. You saw Biz is going to have a show on the 1st sponsored by DAZN. No, I didn't see that, and it makes me kind of jealous, but good for him, for the kids. Okay. Was it a nightmare? Like, I went to Disneyland like 2 years ago. That was a fucking nightmare for the kids, but it was still a nightmare for me. What up, Soup? Zacky's in the house. He likes to shit on me, so I'll read it because it's a super chat, but then I will follow it up with the dopest soundbite. Fook, Roy Jones.
Y'all must have forgot.
The entire boxing world said Robinson was pound for pound GOAT for 70 years, but he's not now because, yeah, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And that's only people who are like minions of Ness who would say that. You kids need to dig into the archives along with some content creators. Never going back to Disneyland. Would tell the kids Mickey passed away. Yeah, Disneyland sucks. For an adult. Nightmare. Yeah, he got popped once. She sure did. So did his opponent, which is weird. Him and his opponent both had it in their system, so that's why the fight wasn't turned into a no contest. Matter of fact, his opponent had way more the amounts in his system than Roy did. Weirdly enough. Disneyland is a nightmare, overpopulated, 2 hours. Yeah, it's out of control. Big shout, extra crispy 20-piece. My man, Oscar Logrono. B-Hop for his longevity. You can't argue that. I don't like B-Hop as a fighter. He bored me, but you can't argue that. Word? You've been to Disney? You like it? Because I bet you don't. This is why you backing Ryan. Backing him in what? What? Was that comment about Sugar Ray Robinson a jab at me? No. I believe it's this guy who has a show one day just started. He doesn't know anything about boxing history, and he started saying, "Why is Sugar Ray Robinson? Nobody's even watched him, and there's only 6 fights of his, and people just are followers, and he's not better than somebody like Canelo." There's a guy who doesn't watch and doesn't know shit about boxing history, doesn't watch boxing history, so he thinks everything that he's watched, which is, within the last maybe 20 years, is better than anything from the past. So there was a jab at him, not you. And you're talking about what Clarissa said, I assume. Mickey Mouse is, oh boy. Hey, fucking Mickey Mouse running there with the spraying coconut oil on each other, slapping them around, being real silly back there. And then you got the elves walking around, whacking each other with web mops. Anybody know what that's from? I bet CJ does. Yo, Roy probably was cheating all his career. Why are you guys shitting on Mickey Mouse? You got to just walk around and wait too long, and the difference between it's whack. It's whack. And, Soup, there is zero shade. There's no big buildings like where we came up, right? There's no shade, so the sun is fucking beating on your eyeballs. It's a nightmare. What up, Eon? Disney's overrated. They bend you over with no value. Yeah, they sure do. Disney is fun. You get to spend an hour and a half in line under the burning sun. Exactly. That's not fun. Nah, that wasn't. That was the Jerky Boys. They called Disneyland and they go, hey, and they start saying that his kids, that Goofy and Mickey, and started spraying each other with coconut oil and slapping each other on the ass. He was just making up all this shit, and the woman who was taking the complaint was believing it. It was really funny. It was so goofy. Then he's like, yeah, and over there, Cinderella's over there crying, and the elves are kicking her in the ass. And, I think they were drunk. They were having a fucking party over there. And she was just like, okay, so the elves were crying, and they kicked her in the rear end. Okay. So she's taking down the complaint and believing it. It's really funny. Look up Jerky Boys Disneyland. Drug tests are just IQ tests. Ooh, I like that. I take an ice chest into Disneyland. I would have to bring, and I'm not crippled, thank God. And I hope I know, but I would have to bring like a wheelchair, something where I could sit and just, you know what I'm saying? A portable chair or something with wheels on it. They should make something like for lines where it's a chair, but it has wheels. So you inch up without getting up. I'd be okay if I could sit. I mean, the sun's awful. That's even worse. So maybe that, and then a little hole where you could stick a fucking umbrella on top of the chair, and then the umbrella opens up. I can see Marco as the cliche NY movie extra saying, "I'm walking here." I would more say like, I might be like, "Get the fuck out of the way." Like that's what we say. We don't really say "I'm walking here," but I get it. Benavidez would have beat a lot of past and present. Hell yeah. I think he's going to win the greatest ever in his weight class when he's done. I do. I've been saying that. Go in January, February. We did. We fucking did, Clarissa. And guess what? The shit was hot. It was 85, blasting on my fucking dome piece. Baking all this bullshit. No, it was no good. That's exactly when we went in February. If you want to watch a parade, you gotta. And don't forget, guys, I'm white. So like I got zero help from melanin in my skin. I'm baking and like or I gotta put on a bunch of annoying fucking grease that smells like coconuts all over my shit. That doesn't wash off with water for like 2 days. It's fucking annoying. You Slovakian guys can't take the. Well, I got Mediterranean blood in me, Zachy, so I'm a slightly olive complexion, even though you probably can't tell it from this camera. So I can take this, like I could walk around the city or whatever and be fine. But I can't go from winter in New York to summer in Florida and stand in 80 plus degrees at a where there's no shade for hours. I could do it for like, whatever, an hour. I could walk around a couple hours, but this Disneyland's all day. It's fucking 8 hours. You're there 8 hours minimum. Minimum. And there's nowhere to escape the sun. Nowhere. Don't know how old you are, but you remember the Cuban. Yeah, of course. Diobelli's Hurtado. I remember when Purnell was getting his ass whooped, and then he knocked him out somehow. And referee Arthur Mercanti was a friend of mine to this day. That's one of his biggest regrets. Because Hurtado got hurt. He should have stopped it, but it took him a second to get there and go around and peel Purnell off. Get yourself a hat. Not a bad idea. Damn, bro. Hit mute. You snorting lookies. I think it's the my allergies. I'm stuffy. My head. I've never had allergies in my life till this year. Till I move out here in the goddamn suburbs. How about a video on Tony versus Littles? Ooh. You fuck Littles up, right? I might do that. Rainy days rock. Mismanagement is going to make sure Benavidez never gets the legacy. Well, it's not his fault. Canelo doesn't want to fight him. You get the Trump tan. Man. That's just spray. Greatest middleweight from 2000 to now. I like that. And why are we putting Canelo over Triple G since Canelo beat Triple G 2 out of 3? Just saying. Real families cut the line. Man, get out of here. Rock the sun hat, Marco. I ain't rocking no goddamn sun hat. Get out of here. Rock the same top hat you did at your wedding. Oh, the wife said I could show the wedding picture, by the way. She told me later. What's up, Anthony? Big Kappa, what up? Nah, you low-key a funny MF. Why low? So, thank you, but low-key means like you weren't expecting it? I don't know. Appreciate you, Kappa. Big Kappa. Kappa Dawn. If we breaking it down, who the fuck Triple G beat? Kirkland, Stevenson, Canelo. Is that it? Those are the only big ones? No tan because it make people look orange and they cook or a cooked turkey. Tanning. Yeah, I don't tan on purpose, but I'll get like when there's like the first 80-degree day out here in the East Coast, I instantly get tan just from walking around. Like it instantly gets me. You're right, Canelo, Triple G, Sergio Martinez. Yep. But you can argue, Badger, that Canelo was Triple G was an older version when he lost those last two. I don't know. Triple G over Canelo because winning multiple at weight class is more important than winning one against one guy. Okay. I thought you was going to show the fight. I did. Mother effer. Mother effer. Is that the whitest thing I've ever said? I did. With 10 p.m. Only like 15 of us watched it together, but we watched it. And, in my opinion, Hagler beat him. Michaela Mayer is about to beat the brakes off this girl. She attempted to give me jungle. Wait, which one though? Which one is gonna give you the fever? I don't know which one you're talking about. That's funny. He got jungle fever. They got jungle fever. The best middleweight from 2010 onward was Dmitry Pirog. Career was too short. He's immediately disqualified from this conversation. But I like your gumption. I'm not sure what gumption means. I think it means like how hard you try. Let me just look up what gumption means. I don't like not knowing what words means. Shrewd, spirited, initiative. Yep. That's exactly what it meant. Did you see the Lakers blow the... I don't watch the Lakers. I only watch the Knicks. Mayer... I think the other one looks better than Mayer. Mayer has kind of like a tranny thing going on. I know that sounds bad because sometimes she looks good in makeup, but sometimes I shouldn't say that. Okay, that's it. She's just not my style at all. You should do a highlight tape with your best moments on TV. What is it with you and TBV, Tommy? What is it with you and this fucking TBV? You go do your own best highlights of TBV, cut it together, and watch it. Wild how Bud thinks he's an A-side when Errol's more famous. At the time, yeah, Errol was the A-side. Jungle Love, ooey ooey oo. Parag washed Jacobs, and his style looked unreal coming forward. Yeah, he's the only person to fuck up Jacobs like that. That's true. I thank you, Rusty. Coming from a fellow white man. We know our white women, people. We know our white women. Reporting you for transphobia. I'm not scared of it. I just don't want to bang it. Big difference. There he is, Mr. Wang. The Clarissa Shields makes Wang very happy. Love me some chocolate bunnies. You're such a weird fucking guy, Wang. You commented on the fight. You didn't show the... Yeah! It was in the chat messenger. It was pinned. It was a Zoom link. You must have missed it. I can't show the fight here because I'll get flagged. So I had it playing on Zoom separately. In my opinion, Bud is still the B-side, especially in this Canelo fight. The Knicks should be at the top three. They are. You forgot the K, but yes. It'll be Canelo, Bud, the other way around. Ebony Bridges, the baddest. What? That's a fact. And then the other one, Meeks. What's her name? Bridges won, and then is it Meeks? Lil Meeks or Lil Neeks or the fucker? What's her name? Her. She's the second one. Oh, my bad. No problem. Wait, did you do it? Yeah, man. Did it last night. Stop capping. Stop capping. You. Stop capping. Yeah, we did it last night. Word up. CJ. Nah, those tri-knee breasts are nasty. Huh? Dr. Wang in the house, a.k.a. Jimmy Wang Yang. I don't know who. I don't even think he's Asian. LMO, damn gang. I'm thinking shit was tonight. Nah, last night. And I only said stop capping. Stop. That was racist that you're calling me vanilla. So let's hit you with that.
Oh, that's racist.
Look at his icon. Look at his icon. It says capping. That's why I said it. I don't use the actual word capping. I think it's stupid. Who was the guy Alex Garcia nearly decapitated because the ref didn't step in? Who the fuck's Alex Garcia? What'd it do? True? H-Town. Well, I watch TVV more because you've been on it now, so I'm in a conundrum. So let me get this straight. You started watching me, then you went over to them, and now you're in a conundrum? Because if you started watching me, that's fucked up. Started watching them, I get it. 702. Yeah, I don't know what he does. Who knows? Who knows? Yeah, I definitely forgot who Alex Garcia is. That's also a very common name. There's probably if I did that, I'll search that on BoxRec right now, I'd probably pull up 40 of them. Literally 40 of them. Matter of fact, let's do it. Let's search Alex Garcia on BoxRec and let's see how many come up. I bet you it's going to be a lot. Here we go. Alex Garcia. I'm going to say between 30 and 40. Look at that. Oh, wait, no, not that many, actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. But Al's, which could be Alex. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 21. We do 3 to 4 to 5, 6, 7, 28. 20. Oh, no, more. 28. Let's go to 2. Although, Alejandro. Okay, so we'll stop right here. 20, 29, 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, 30, 35, almost 40, like I said. But now let's go to who the fuck you're probably talking about. I'm going to try and guess who you're talking about. Is this back in the first page? There we go. Okay. Probably somebody with a good record. Probably none of these guys. I would guess the San Fernando Hammer is probably who you're talking about. Has to be. It's the only person with any Alex Garcia. When did he fight? 2000s. What the fuck? Look at this. He retired in 99 and came back in 05 and got knocked out. What weight? He was 6'2". So he's a heavyweight? Yeah, heavyweight. Okay. Who did he lose to? D. Collar. Good record, though. Look at that. Mike Dixon knocked him out. Okay, I think I remember that. Gary Lane knocked him out. But he went, let's see. He lost here. Then he went all the way here up until his Eric Curry. He was 31-1. Not bad. What kind of knockout puncher was he? 72. Good knockout puncher. Okay. Let's see. Alex Garcia versus Dixon. I'm assuming that's the one you're talking about. Oh, this is Gary Lane. Let's see. Hopefully I don't get flagged. This isn't. Who wins this one? Let's go back to the end. You said his head almost got taken off. Let's see. Oh, shit. That must be what you mean. My man Jeremy Williams beat Gary Lane's ass. Here it goes. Oh, fucking hell. Oh, Lord. He just sprayed the morning dew off his cabbage. Oh, fuck. Is that what you meant? Joe? Joe, is that what you meant? Yeah, Jeremy fought Gary Lane. Wow. I've been on Lady Chan's show before. I know her. We talk sometimes. Why? What about her? She's cool. Mark, I was curious and looked up which Hall of Fame boxer has the most losses. Is Larry Home with 6? No way. No way. There's no way the most losses in the Hall of Fame is Larry Holmes with 6. There's no way. This dude's with way more losses. Some of these old-time guys. Fucking Willie Pep has like 15 losses. And he's in the Hall of Fame. That's no way. Getting kicked out of school. I keep skipping class to watch your stream. Well, you shouldn't do that. Definitely don't do that. Watch tonight. Don't watch during the day then. We don't want that. Bro, over here moaning, got people looking at me funny. Are you at work? What are you doing? Damn, you see all this. I know, man. Boxers have more than 6 losses. 6. Yeah, boxers have way more. Yeah, that left hook was wild. Wild left hook. Exactly. Exactly. I asked Google which Hall of Fame is. Yeah, nah. You see, that's the problem, Dwayne. You can't ask Google. Google, when it comes to boxing, because boxing, you have to understand, boxing has no official. So you ask Google something about the NBA. They can go to NBA.com and they get all the official news. NHL, NHL.com. Boxing, they're taking random, they're just grabbing random shit. So they don't know. That's the problem. They could be looking at some article some dipshit wrote on some blog somewhere. All right, well, it's up to you. Damn, Marco out here corrupt. I didn't tell him to skip school. Stay in school. Don't be a fool. Crack is whack. Ezra Charles said, there you go. Like I said, Willie Pep had a shitload. Jack Johnson had a bunch. Get off Google. Fucking AI does the same shit, though. See, Jizzle. By the way, guys, if you want to enter, only a few more days left. Do it. Or CJ will walk away with it. Do I have enough entries? I don't have enough entries yet, though, so it's not even going to happen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 10. I only have 10, so yeah, I need more. Need way more. Marco, your stream is like crack. Yeah, I remember there was back in New York. There was a saying for a while. They probably had it in Jersey, where something was dope. It was like maybe 10 years ago. Like, yo, that shit is crack. I never used it. Like, I remember I was wearing these kicks custom. I had these kicks custom made on, and I was sitting there, and this fucking crackhead dude walked by. He was actually, I think he was actually a crackhead, but he was like, yo, those shits is crack. So maybe he was actually thinking that he could steal them and sell it for crack. I don't know, whatever. AI self-corrects with feedback, though. Word. I'm about to start my robotics business. Okay. I might need a job. It's Joey. Yeah, I might need a job, CJ, if things keep going the way they're going. So I'll hit you up. Kappa, where are you from? Great middleweight of all time. There's a pick between Hagler and Monzon. Monzon didn't do what Hagler did. People bring up Monzon a lot. He didn't do what Hagler did. He didn't even do what Triple G did, I believe. You should have known Roy has 10 losses.
Get the fuck out of here! Y'all must have forgot.
The Roy Jones hate is sinister, Zachy. You should seek therapy for that Roy Jones hate. It's very, very detrimental to your well-being. Google also takes you to Wikipedia and shows a list of Hall of Fame and their records. Yeah. Greatest middleweight of this generation is Hopkins. GOAT middleweight is probably Hagler. I like those two. But Hopkins isn't this generation. But I guess 89-3? Was he really? All right. Now we got to do. Now you're going to make me do this. So you want to do this? We'll do this. Problem is, I don't know that much about Monzon. Let's do this. Carlos Monzon. I know what he looks like. Damn, he died young. Poor guy. All right, let's go to his BoxRec. So you were a little off with the record. You were off, but not by a lot, but you were definitely off. It's not 89-3. It is 87-3, but close enough. Knockout percentage was not very good. Not awful, but not a knockout puncher. He had a career from 63. That's a lot of fights, man. To 77. 14 years. He had damn over 100 fights. Holy shit. He had exactly 100 fights. Exactly. Oh, no. 99 fights he had. Fuck. 99 fights in 14 years. All right, so let's see. I hate all these fucking pop-ups. All right, let's see now. He gets a first loss to some dude who's 16-0, who ended up being 79-18. Then he gets a second loss to a dude who nobody's ever heard of, who ends up being 42-14. Okay. Third loss to 22-28. So this right here, who I got to go back to see who said this to me. It was Shelton. So this right here to me instantly removes him from being the greatest heavyweight of all time. This is his prime. We know it's his prime because look, it's the very beginning of his career. He already has 3 losses to people that we've never heard of. So that, and then a bunch of draws to people we've never heard of. I mean, I will say though, this one dude here is fucking 118-42. That's no joke. And he's fighting him in his 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 2. His 24th fight. He's fighting a dude with like 300 fights. And then another guy fought him again and beats him. But still. Then he draws a guy 50-9. Okay. Then he goes from fighting a dude 119-40, 50-9 to 8-28. That's what he goes to. Then he gets another draw to a guy 11-4. Then he gets another draw to the same fucking guy. Okay. Another draw to a guy 1-4. Another draw to a guy 1-4. In the words of the immortal Iraq, aka Vlags, Shelton, this is your king. Let's keep going. Okay, so far, now he has a little win streak here. No names of note. Draws again to Benny Briscoe, who I have heard of. Okay, and he picks up. Still, by the way, no world title shot. Fighting nobody of note. Drawing again to Juan Aguilar. Still not fighting for a title. Okay, so now he's in his career 63-69. So 6 years. 6 years. Now let's keep going. Another draw to a dude who was 24-11, who nobody's ever heard of. Now, mind you, Julio Cesar Chavez and guys like Sugar Ray Leonard, they did the same shit. They fought this frequently. I mean, this guy's fighting once a month, but they were winning all of them. He's drawing and losing across. So my point is, all-time greats, even though they fought way more frequently back then, the all-time greats like Chavez won, and Ray Robinson and Joe Louis, they won those fights coming up. They were winning them. This guy's losing them. So the point is the excuse of, well, they fought once a month. No, all-time greats still won those. All right. Okay, it's first Federation of Argentina middleweight title. He wins that, but that's not a belt. Here we go. WBC world title. Ring Magazine Fight of the Year. Finally, 7 years in, he wins the middleweight title. Okay. And he goes up. He's defending it. Winning. Nobody of note, though. But fighting tough competition, I will say. Fighting dudes 83-22, 70-11. Benny Briscoe again, beats him again. So he wins the belt in 72. Keeps Emil Griffith, that's a good win right there. That is a good fucking win. That's a good win. That's the first Hall of Fame win that he has. There's one Emil Griffith. All right. 72. Okay. So, the guy who you think is the greatest middleweight, yeah, sorry about the ads, of all time, I got to keep hitting them out, lost 5 to 7 times in his prime, and then held the belt for 1971 until he retired in 70. So he held the belt for 6 years and only fought one legend, notable name in Emil Griffith that he beat. How in the world, Mr. Shelton, can this guy be better than Triple G or Marvin Hagler? Please tell me. Anybody tell me. And I'm not even trying to be a sarcastic asshole. I'm actually curious. Maybe I'm missing something. Talk to me. What'd it do? Yeah, appreciate you. What's up? What's up? Shelton just left. That means nothing. Henry Armstrong and B-Hop lost Frist fights? Huh? I guess he left. But I'm glad I did that because the truth is I didn't know much about Carlos Monzon. And people talk about him. Now, I'd have to watch him, too, to see everything. All of my other criteria doesn't put him at the greatest. Now, if his skills, when I watch him more and get acquainted with how he fights, if his skills are like wild, then maybe it'll pump it up in my head. But nah. How many Hall of Fame fighters did Triple G fight? It's not even Hall of Fame. It's fighters, notable fighters, powerhouses of the time. None of us recognize any of those names. And I know fighters from the 70s and 80s. I know them. Emil Griffin was the only one. That's the point. He was the only one. And to me, the most important part of this was the motherfucker got so many losses and draws. To me, that immediately excludes early in his career and into his career. So to me, that it kind of excludes him. But let me see something. Let me see how old he was. Because if he was young when he was born in 42. Well, I was my dad's age. He was born in 42. And those losses he had were when he's 21. Yeah, nah, unexcusable. I was going to say if he was 15 or 16, he's turned pro at fucking 21. So these losses are at 21 years old. At 23, 24, 25. These draws, 25. Yeah, nah, that's to me, no. There's only 3 losses total, which is good. Why did he draw so much? That's interesting. There's a lot of draws, man. A lot of draws. Nini Benavutis. Yeah, I don't know who that is, so maybe that's on me. Would Roy Jones Jr. be in the conversation, or did he not fight enough fights as a middleweight? Funny enough, he fought middleweight for 4 years. He actually fought way less at super middleweight. But no, I don't put Roy in middle. If I do, he's hands down the best, but I don't put him in middle. If not Roy, then it's BF for me. I don't know. I just said I don't know who that is, so that's on me. If he is, then there you go. There's another one he put in there. Look, his record is great. And holding the belt for 6 years and doing all that is great. But putting it over a Hagler, I mean, all the draws and the losses to me mean something. That's me. In terms of the elite of the elite. You can have elite fighters who have draws and losses. I'm not saying you can't. But we're talking about the greatest ever right now. That's what we're talking about. Hagler arguably never lost. Triple G, lost late in his, late in your career, to me, is more acceptable of a loss than early. Especially when you're 21, 22. Like, that's 15, 16, okay. Like, Manny Pacquiao got knocked out when he was, 18. Okay. He's a child. But 23? Nah. Do you know that BoxRec has Monzon ranked third all time pound for pound? No, I didn't know that. Bernard Hopkins. Oh shit, I forgot Hagler. It's Hagler, hands down. Hell yeah, it's Hagler. Hagler beat Sugar Ray, I'll tell you that, after last night. G's best win is Danny Jacobs. Canelo is his best win. He beat Canelo the first time. He should have, at least. I know he didn't officially, but technically he did. Well, if you're going to start shitting on people's records, like, you could literally shit on everybody's record. Give me any record and I'll find something to criticize it if I'm trying. So that's not like, I've been doing this for a long time. Any one of you, if you are so inclined to shit on a fighter, you can. So easy. So easy. Oh, this guy was over the hill. This guy had gotten into an accident. This guy was ducking. I mean, it's so many things to say. This guy he's just a blown up cruiserweight. He shouldn't have blah, blah, blah. It's nah. Pacquiao was one of the greatest of all time. Now, Pacquiao, I would give, again, a little bit of more leeway for the losses and the draws too, because one, he started at like 17 or whatever. He was really young. And those losses came before he was 20. The first couple of them. Two, he moved up so far in weight where if you lose, you don't look that good against dudes bigger than you, it's understandable. Monzon stayed the same fucking weight the whole time. So he wasn't dealing with dudes who were just bigger. Briscoe, Joe Napoli's, Emil Griffin, Nino Biscuiti. Yeah, unfortunately, Antonio, you got me on this one. I don't know who the fuck any of those people. I know who Emil Griffith is, of course. Benny Briscoe, I've heard of. The other two, I've never heard of. So, I don't know everything. I'm just asking what's Triple G's best win on paper. Well, it's Canelo, but you're saying official win or technical win? Never said he was better than Hagler. Marvin is. Oh, I thought you said Monzon's the best. I thought you said he was better than Hagler. How is he better than Triple G, though, Shelton? Triple G never lost in his prime and fought everybody in his path. Monzon fought everybody in his path, but lost a bunch of times. So how is Triple G not better? That's a simple question. Both of them didn't have huge names on their resumes because there wasn't huge names around. But I'll tell you one thing. Canelo is going to be an all-time great, and he's not even retired yet. There's nobody on Monzon's resume that's as good as Canelo. And on top of that, Triple G didn't lose at all in his prime, where Monzon swallowed, I mean, he was getting sprayed fucking draws like it was a Pyro drive-by. Draw. And 3 losses. I'm just asking. That's the way I look at it. We're all, everybody, everything's subjective. We all have our own opinions. That's the way I look at it. Right. Triple G lost to Canelo 2 times. Stop it, Marco. Triple G lost. On paper, Triple G won that first fight, for sure. Then lost 2 times afterwards, yes. Triple G had a draw versus Canelo in the first fight. Shouldn't have been. Lost second and third. Again, I'm going by what really should have happened, in my opinion. Just like Pernell Whitaker has a draw against Julio Cesar Chavez, but everybody knows Pernell Whitaker beat him. Similar concept. Unfortunately, since boxing is such a load of shit and has so many bullshit, no rules, we got to make our own criteria. It's the only sport where we make our own criteria. You don't do that in the NBA. They don't not give dudes 3-pointers because the ref was like the foot was on the line. The foot wasn't on the line, but the ref thought it was. No, what happens? They stop, they challenge it, they replay it, they overturn it. Boxing, it doesn't happen. You don't do that in basketball. Well, he should have. Reggie Miller should have more 3-pointers than Steph Curry because the ref missed a whole bunch of those. We don't deal with that in any other sport but this. That's why it's like Marshall's Law. Like, we fend for ourselves in boxing. We all have to create our own criterias. 2 beats 1. Yeah, but he was at the end of his career, Raw Dog. Triple G was definitely at the end of his career. So I let that slide. Monzon was not at the end of his career when he took all those draws and losses. He went undefeated, 17 wins, 8 wins. Very credible. But yeah, no, I'm with you. I'm with you. He's just not. I don't think he's better than Triple G. I have to watch him. I also think Triple G hit harder. I think Triple G, but it's hard to compare eras. There were different eras. Greb, maybe accomplishment-wise, but not skill-wise. Triple G's best win is Canelo. I already answered that. Monzon fought 3 Hall of Famers in the 70s. Hagler fought 3. Yeah, but then we got to go into the level of Hall of Famers. Hagler's level of Hall of Famers were way better fighters and way more notable than Monzon's. Am I right or am I right? Because, you know, every single generation, the level of Hall of Famer changes because the fighters get better and better. And we see shit happen that's a first. We see guys like Roy Jones go from, you know, super middle to heavy, which we haven't seen in 100 years. We see guys like Pacquiao win, you know, what is it, 8 or 9 different weight classes, which has never happened before. So every generation you see more and more. And unfortunately, a lot of times that diminishes what happened in the previous generation because the bar is surpassed. The goal, the standard is surpassed by new and more impressive things. Shit. Stanley Ketchel almost defeated a heavyweight until he got his tooth knocked out of his mouth. Hearns was a welterweight. Sugar Ray Leonard was a welterweight. Duran, lightweight. Those are Hagler's best fights. True. True. Well, let's see something. It's about age. People, depends how old you are. And if you start younger, you're going to be way lighter naturally. Hagler turned pro in 73. Okay. He was born in 54. Okay. Hagler turned pro at 19. Okay. Roberto. Let's try Leonard. Ray Leonard. Let's try Roberto Duran. Roberto Duran was born in 51. And he turned pro at 68. So Roberto Duran turned pro at 17. 2 years, but a big 2 years. 17, you definitely don't have your man strength. 19, it's close though. I don't know. I don't know why some fighters go up in weight, why some don't. That's impressive to me, but it's also not as impressive. I don't really look that much at weight classes because to me, it matters how a fighter performs, not if they're able to move up, because they're able to move up because naturally most of men's bodies, we get that man strength. We get thicker muscle mass. We develop. No man is the same. Actually, I kind of am, but that's rare. No man is the same weight and stature as they were at 17, 18 when they're 30. They're just not. They're all of us get to be 20, 30 pounds heavier. That's normal. So the fact that that didn't happen to Marvin either shows his discipline to stay at the weight, or he just was one of those dudes that, like Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson at 15 was the same weight. He never gained weight. Whereas fucking John Ruiz, who ended up being heavyweight at 15, he was fighting in middleweight. So I don't look at going up in weight classes as such a crazy, impressive thing because the fighter can't control that. They naturally just get bigger. That's human biology. So to me, I know a lot of people do, and I'm not just, if you look that cool, I get it. Now I look at Roy's impressive because Roy didn't gain the weight. He went up and fought as a smaller man. That's impressive. To me, it's not impressive if you're naturally just that size at that point. It's impressive when you go up. Pacquiao, what he did. Floyd, what he did. Floyd fought at 154. The motherfucker came in at like 148. Like he wasn't a 54-pounder. Canelo's really a middleweight, but he's fighting at 68 and 75. That's impressive because that's not really his size. I met the motherfucker. I told you guys. He's small. So, give me 1 second, people. All right. Sam Langford talk. I like this. Sam Langford, Floyd Men, who was Sam Langford was a. Hold on a second, Antonio. Hold on. While that might be true, I don't know any man who was 6'6" back then except Jess Willard, unless that's what you're talking about. That is a very deceptive fact you're putting up there. There was so few fighters that big back then. So like a fraction of the amount that are now. So that's a very deceptive fact. Just 'cause he did, but let's keep going. What's the point here? Bob Fitzsimmons was impressive because he was a natural middleweight. He won the heavyweight crown. Langford was smaller, was short, but I think he was a naturally stocky dude. I prefer a fighter to clean out the division instead of jumping around weight classes. Me too. Unless they do what Roy did. Roy cleaned out each division and then kept going. Like some fighters will clean out each division and then jump up. Too bad the ref wasn't one of them. That's my point. Just like the judges think Triple G won the first fight. Henry Armstrong was a lightweight, welterweight, featherweight champion all at the same time. That's true. That's impressive because so he held 35, 47, and 26. So between 26. So he was basically dominating 20 pounds. Dudes within. And I tell you guys this. Well, that means he had to be, for him to do that, I guess he had to always fight a featherweight. Because you can fight at a lower weight for a heavier title. So at 126, you could defend the 47 and the 35 title. But if you're 47, 147 pounds, you cannot defend the 26. So he had to be at 26 the whole time. Or at least, I guess, in between fights. He'd have one fight, so he'd be going up and down in weight. Sean Porter said he fought Usyk in the amateurs. Yep, I know. He told me that. I said he outboxed him. Glad you finally decided to give the boy the boot. Split his fucking head. Give who the boot? I don't know. I don't know who he's talking about. How do you feel about Fundora 6'6" at super welter? Why are you disgusted? That's just his frame. Just like we were saying, that's just his frame. Like Hagler's frame, he probably just, Mike Tyson, these guys all just filled out early. I was that way. I hit my heaviest weight at 18, 19. Porter reminds me of Langford. Maybe. Get in where you fit in? What? Sam Langford knocked out Big John Tate. Harry Willis, both men 6'3" or taller, weighing 225. There was big men back then. Very few, I'll tell you that. Roy Jones was far from the first fighter with over 100 years to win titles. Was from the first fight. Yeah. It was Bob Fitzsimmons in 89 or something like that. And then Roy in 98. You booted the one. No, I didn't. Why are you saying that? I didn't boot anybody. Fundora would have them belts for so long. Because I don't think he's skilled. The reason why. Foreman was the scariest fighter to challenge. Jeez. Heavy power, both hands, marching forward with a stone chin. Yeah, man, he was rough. Foreman was no joke. Welterweights be short as hell. That should be a t-shirt. Welterweights be short as hell. Not all of them. Well, Fundora is not a welterweight. He's a super welterweight, I guess. So, yeah. Or junior middleweight, whichever you want to. I hate what Fundora did to Lubin's face. Well, Lubin fucked up Fundora too. Dropped him. Almost had him out. Almost had his ass out. What do you think about the old mongoose? Come on. What can you say about him? He should have stayed in his lane and he would have been a little more respected. He just went up. He tried to beat all these heavyweights. He fought so old too. Langford never fought John Tate. He fought Bill Tate. Alexis Arguello and Hearns had the lanky frame like Fondora. Not like Fondora, though. Arguello was, I think, only about 6 feet. And Hearns is 6'1". Fondora's 6'6". Big difference. What the fuck is the name Butterbean? Butterbean. Now, the biggest heavyweight was the 1950s name Ewart Ponterguier, 7'2", weighing 325. Wow. Obviously, he was no good. 7'2" is big. Jesus. Never heard of this guy. Ewart. Let me look him up. Ewart Pon something. Nothing's coming up under that. Ewart Pon P-O-T-G. Let me say P-O. Oh, here it is. Ewart Pontoga. Wow, he's fucking ugly. He's 7'2", this fucking guy? Wow. What was his record? 11-2. Lost to Jeff Dreyer and John Holman. Wow. From South Africa. Is he still alive? Can't be. Let me show you. You guys want to see what he looks like? Look at this guy. Yeah, that's annoying. Look at him. There he is. Why is he wearing a giant diaper? There he is. 7'2". He's a big motherfucker. I wonder if he could fight. Is there any videos of him fighting? Yeah, here he is.
Saying preserve the Constitution, made light of their Dolan and Maine. The surprise came when the referee gave the verdict to Herbillo.
No, he's not in. Let's see. Are there any fucking videos of him fighting? No, this is somebody else. What the fuck is this? Oh, is this a football player too? Good Lord.
A big, yes, big heavyweight boxing threat is Ewart Potgieter of Johannesburg, South Africa. He stands 7 feet 2 inches and is affectionately called Potty by all who know him. He doesn't expect to meet Lilliputians in the ring, actually would like to challenge for the title one day. Might make a good basketball center, too. A tall story, all right. A big, yes, big heavyweight.
So there's not one fucking clip of him boxing. They just show him stuffing himself into some little VW bug. He must have sucked. Yep, Archie Moore has the most KOs out of anybody. That's a fact. Andrew, what up? Yeah, I don't know why they spoke that way either. Archie Moore defeated Nino Valdez. Rich, leave that alone. Yeah, that's crazy. Yes, a tall story indeed. Oh, fuck. All right. All right, my peoples, let's wrap this up. Let's resume tonight, 10 p.m. Appreciate you guys. Peace out.